I am allowed 23 kilograms, which is about 50 pounds. I'm allowed 23 kilograms multiplied by 2 pieces of checked baggage from America to Johannesburg, South Africa. But once I get to Johannesburg, I'm going to stay a little bit, and then I'm going to fly locally or nationally to see the rest of my family. That flight only allows me one 20-kilogram checked baggage. Now I'm trying to figure out the best possible way of how to maneuver all of that. I've got a bit of a dilemma here, the time being 12:30 noon, so noon 30, on the 16th of November 2023. I have 3 suitcases in front of me, and I did the prodigal, I know that's not the word, sin of putting suitcases on top of my bed. How dare I? I know they've been everywhere, but whatever, man. This is the list of my concerns right now. The more I talk about it, the more I'm like, why don't I put something underneath the suitcases? I am allowed 23 kilograms, which is about 50 pounds. I'm allowed 23 kilograms multiplied by 2 pieces of checked baggage from America to Johannesburg, South Africa. But once I get to Johannesburg, I'm going to stay a little bit, and then I'm going to fly locally or nationally to see the rest of my family. That flight only allows me one 20-kilogram checked baggage. Now I'm trying to figure out the best possible way of how to maneuver all of that. There are things that I'm going to take with me to South Africa and leave them there. There are also things that I intend on bringing to America that are in South Africa now, hopefully. I'm not quite sure, obviously, how much those things weigh. I think there might be a suitcase as well there. So the plan is definitely take one of the biggest suitcases allowed dimension-wise in order for me to be able to put the other suitcase that's there, in case that suitcase is medium-sized, put it inside the big suitcase, which means the weight of that suitcase amongst the other things that I'm bringing with me needs to be accounted for in the 20-kilogram bag that I'm going to be allowed to check from the rest of my family to my other family in Johannesburg. So that's well and good. The weight that I'm going to leave there, we can replace that with those things. I don't know if that's doable. And then there's the weight of the things that I'm taking with me there that I'm going to be bringing back. Now, when I get to South Africa, because I'm going to spend a week in Johannesburg, we can set aside that weight of stuff and leave it in Johannesburg, leaving room for the things that I'm taking with me to PE. PE is the other town that I'm going to, city. So when I go to PE, I'll have a little bit more room because I will have left the stuff in Johannesburg that I'm taking with me back to America that I'm only going to use in Johannesburg. So that seems to make sense. So then what does this mean? That means I pack. That means that's going to be, I don't need to do an extra whole suitcase. Oh, that will need to be a foldable bag. Or a small suitcase, so that if the other suitcase that I'm bringing with me from my mom's place is bigger, we can put the small suitcase that I will have brought with me into that one, out of the big suitcase that I will have taken with me to my mom's. So meaning I leave the carry-on in Johannesburg with the stuff that I'm only going to use in Johannesburg. So maybe I need to have a Johannesburg suitcase where I'm going to put my clothes and the stuff that I'm going to gift people that are in Johannesburg. Put all of that stuff in one checked suitcase. In one carry-on that I'm going to check in Los Angeles. Then, when I get to Johannesburg, I just deal only in that one suitcase. However, the big suitcase that I'm checking as well in Los Angeles will have to have my clothing, some of my clothing at least, for 2 weeks that I'm spending in Port Elizabeth, and as well as room for in case there's another suitcase there. So we put that suitcase in here. So there's going to have to be space in the checked suitcase. So why don't we put the carry-on in there then? Put the carry-on into the small suitcase and pack inside the carry-on the stuff for Johannesburg, and also maybe it'll guesstimate the weight of the other suitcase that I'll be bringing. I'm almost certain there is a suitcase that I left there that was new, that I saw last year when I was there, my mom's, and I'd like to bring, for once in my life, I'd like to have all of my stuff in one place. So it's like an energy thing. I just don't want to be all over the place for a change. So maybe if I take the Joburg carry-on, load it up, put it inside the checked biggest bag that I'm obviously going to be checking in Los Angeles. Make sure that the overall weight is, it has to be 23 kilograms, which is 50 pounds. So that's going to be, actually, this is the first time I've come to this conclusion. So it does help to talk. Then take the carry-on that I'm going to, carry on to my LAX. I don't want it to be overfilled. I just don't want to do that. So I take the carry-on and put most of my clothing into it. When I get to Joburg, in fact, the carry-on has to have my clothing for my 2 weeks in PE for the most part. Oh, I'm getting somewhere. Then, when I get to Johannesburg, take out the small carry-on from the big suitcase and live off of that suitcase. And then leave the suitcase there and take the one half full checked bag with the stuff that I'm taking to my people back in PE. It also will have my luggage-ish. And then when I take out the luggage, the stuff that I'm taking to the people, I'll have all the room. So it's not going to be a lot of luggage of mine. But anyway, when I unpack the stuff that I'm going to gift everybody there, which is so heavy. Okay, let me finish that thought. Then I'll be able to have room to put everything that's in PE, and I won't touch my carry-on. I won't touch my carry-on with regards to moving luggage, because that carry-on will have only had clothing that I'm going to use in the Eastern Cape. That is one idea. It's not going to allow me a lot. I mean, if it sounds okay. Right now, my one checked bag and one carry-on are my maximum limit at this point, which means I'm going to have to leave a lot. Do I? Oh, maybe I don't have to leave a lot of stuff behind. All I have to do is to take stuff out that I'm going to wear in Joburg and put that in the second carry-on. So that's one move that I can make right now, and then replace that. Wait. Hold on. If it's full and I take the stuff out and put it in the carry-on and put the carry-on inside it, it's still going to be full. But if I take the stuff out and replace the carry-on, now my head's starting to spin. If I take the stuff out and replace the carry-on with the stuff that I'm taking to Port Elizabeth, and then leave that the second carry-on that I'm going to check in Johannesburg, that is an idea. Yeah, that is an idea. I don't love this idea. I love the first idea of putting the carry-on inside the bag. Will I have, how much does this really weigh? Let me weigh it right now, but I think I do know how much, I don't like that idea. So I'm gonna have to take out and leave back some clothing. I brought the thing here so that I can leave some of the clothing. So that's my weight now without the bag, and my weight with the bag, 20 kilograms. It's exactly 20 kilograms. So the only leeway that we have is 3 kilograms, which is going to be the suitcase, and then that's it. So just me being me, that's fine. I'm going to have to take out, wait. Oh, so what I have to do here, yeah, we're gonna need room. I only have 3, no, I have nothing. Oh, okay. So if I do a bag, I check in a bag, then I'm gonna be able to fold, leave that bag in Johannesburg, and then go, if I check in a bag, I don't know why I don't feel safe checking in a bag, but I feel safe checking a suitcase, literally the same thing. If I check in a bag, if I'm picking up a suitcase there, I can bring 2 big suitcases. Hold on. I can, instead of making it a carry-on, I can bring the other big suitcase with a medium size, put stuff from Johannesburg inside the medium size, right? And then leave the medium size in Johannesburg with my Joburg clothing. No, I need to reduce my clothing. Leave that with my Joburg clothing, and then leave it there with my Joburg clothing, and then take the big suitcase that is full. No, it won't be full. So what's the first step that I need to do? And if there's a suitcase there, that suitcase will either go into the biggest bag if it's a medium-sized suitcase, but if it is a carry-on size, it'll go into, yeah. Okay, so that step is fine. But the first thing that I need to do is to split up. Oh, so we can still carry the same amount of clothing. Just put my Joburg clothing into another suitcase. Okay, got it. I think I'm good.